The theater lights dimmed, the curtain fell, and the applause thundered through the hall. For weeks, Macbeth had consumed every ounce of Sam Heughan's energy, a demanding, haunting role that had pushed him to his artistic limits. But as he took his final bow that night, something was different. Behind his tired smile, there was a quiet resolve. No one in the audience could have guessed that the evening would end with a revelation far bigger than the play itself. Moments later, backstage, cameras flashed and microphones crowded around him. Sam, still in costume, greeted reporters with his usual warmth, humble, gracious, glowing under the post-show adrenaline. But when a journalist asked a simple, almost casual question, "So, what's next after Macbeth?" the room fell into an unexpected hush. Sam paused, glanced toward the floor, then looked up with a calm smile. "After Macbeth," he said slowly, "my next act is marriage." The silence that followed was deafening. Then came gasps, laughter, cheers, and a flurry of camera clicks. Had he really said it? Sam Heughan, the man who had spent years dodging questions about his love life, who had been the subject of endless speculation and rumors, had just confirmed what fans around the world had been waiting to hear. The host of the Q&A blinked in disbelief. "Marriage? Wait, are you serious?" Sam laughed softly, his voice low but firm. "Yes," he said, "it's time." That was all it took. Within minutes, social media exploded. #SamHeughanMarriage, #AfterMacbeth, and #Sam finally said it were trending globally. Fan pages went wild, news outlets scrambled for confirmation, and entertainment reporters raced to publish the headline of the night. Sam Heughan announces marriage plans right after Macbeth curtain call. The announcement wasn't part of a media stunt. There were no glossy magazine deals, no exclusive leaks. It was a spontaneous moment, deeply personal, and entirely Sam. One journalist who was present later wrote, "He didn't say it for attention. He said it like a man who's been holding on to something true for a long time." For years, Sam had been asked about love, marriage, and his future beyond acting. His answers were always playful, often evasive. "I'm married to my work," he used to joke. But on this night, something had shifted. As he left the stage, a small bouquet of white roses rested on the dressing table, a gift from an anonymous sender. Tucked between the petals was a handwritten card with a simple note, "Proud of you, always, C." Fans who later saw the leaked image of the bouquet were quick to draw their own conclusions. C, of course, could only mean one person, Caitríona Balfe. The internet went into meltdown. Was this the confirmation of what fans had suspected for years? That the connection between Outlander's leading stars went far beyond friendship? Within an hour, entertainment sites lit up with speculation. E! News posted, "Could Sam Heughan's mystery fiancé be someone we already know?" Meanwhile, on X, one fan summed up the collective reaction perfectly. "He said marriage. He smiled. He looked peaceful. That's not acting. That's love." Those who had followed Sam's journey since his early Outlander days knew how much he valued privacy. For him to make such an intimate revelation in front of the press, right after the emotional weight of Macbeth, meant only one thing: this was real. During the interview, when pressed for details, he offered a cryptic smile and replied, "Let's just say, she's been with me through every story." The words hit like a quiet confession. Every story could only mean one person. The woman who had stood beside him for nearly a decade, who had shared every red carpet, every late-night rehearsal, every moment of laughter and exhaustion on set. Caitríona. At that exact moment, cameras caught the glint in Sam's eyes, the same warmth fans had seen every time he looked at her. Backstage, someone asked if he'd care to elaborate. Sam just chuckled, waved, and disappeared into the crowd of castmates celebrating their final night. But for those who knew him, the crew, the friends, the loyal fans, that look said everything. Within hours, the headlines became louder, the photos brighter, the speculation unstoppable. The Guardian wrote, "Heughan closes Macbeth," and opens a new chapter of his life. Even those close to him admitted that something profound had changed in the actor in recent months. A member of the Macbeth production team later revealed, "He was focused, at peace, and lighter than we'd ever seen him. It was like he'd made a decision that finally set him free." That decision, it seemed, was to stop hiding his happiness. The night that began with Shakespeare's tragedy ended with Sam Heughan's boldest truth yet, one that would leave the Outlander fandom reeling, hearts racing, and the world waiting for the next sentence in his love story. Because when Sam Heughan said, "My next act is marriage," it wasn't just an announcement. It was a promise that for once, the story he was about to live wouldn't be written by anyone else. By the next morning, the world was awake, and so was the storm. Every entertainment outlet, gossip column, and fan page had the same headline in bold letters. Sam Heughan confirms marriage plans after Macbeth. Clips of the moment replayed endlessly across social media. His calm tone, his smile, that confident line, "My next act is marriage." For years, fans had been waiting for him to say those words, and now, it finally happened. But what truly captured people's attention wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. There was no showmanship, no nervous laughter, no scripted drama. It was honest, heartfelt, almost peaceful. It was the voice of a man who had spent years under the spotlight, who had faced rumors, loneliness, and endless questions, and had finally found his own kind of truth. Within hours, the internet turned into a celebration. Fan edits flooded TikTok, slow-motion clips of Sam's announcement over romantic instrumentals, photos of him and Caitríona Balfe through the years, scenes from Outlander paired with captions like, "From Jamie and Claire, to Sam and Caitríona." The hashtag after Macbeth exploded. One fan wrote, "He ended one performance, and started the most beautiful act of his life." Another said, "For once, the lines weren't Shakespeare's. They were his own." But amid the chaos, Sam remained quiet. No follow-up posts, no clarification, just silence, and that only made the mystery stronger. Then came the moment that broke the internet again. Late that evening, Caitríona Balfe posted a single photo on Instagram. It showed a close-up of a champagne glass resting on a dressing table beside a small, familiar bouquet of white roses. The caption was short, just 3 words and an emoji. "After Macbeth ring." In minutes, her comment section exploded. Thousands of messages flooded in. "Is this confirmation? We knew it. Jamie and Claire forever." The press had their answer. For fans, it wasn't just a post, it was history. Entertainment outlets picked it up immediately. People magazine ran a headline, "Caitríona Balfe responds to Sam Heughan's marriage announcement, and it's the sweetest thing you'll see today." Meanwhile, The Scotsman published a more poetic take. The curtain fell on Macbeth, but love took center stage. Close friends of the pair, when asked for comments, only smiled and said, "They've always been each other's greatest constant." For many fans, the moment felt like the culmination of a decade-long story. From their first audition for Outlander in 2013 to years of red carpets, interviews, and shared laughs, their chemistry had always been the heart of everything. And while both had denied rumors in the past, the bond between them was undeniable. One former Outlander crew member shared quietly online, "They've built something rare. It's not about fame, it's about trust, and years of being there for each other when no one else really understood." And that, perhaps, was the truest thing. Because when Sam spoke of marriage, he didn't say a name. He didn't need to. He spoke like someone who had already found his home, in a person who had walked beside him through every storm. Days later, Sam finally broke his silence with a longer post. A photo of him standing outside the theater, the night sky glowing behind him. His caption read, "Macbeth was about ambition and consequence. But life is about love, forgiveness, and courage. I've played many characters, but this next chapter, this one's mine." It wasn't an announcement, it was poetry. Fans flooded the comments with congratulations, hearts, and well wishes. Even fellow actors from Outlander chimed in. Richard Rankin wrote, "Proud of you, mate. You deserve happiness." Sophie Skelton added, "New chapter unlocked. Love looks good on you." Behind the fanfare, the deeper meaning of the moment wasn't lost on anyone. Sam's journey had been public. Every triumph, every heartbreak, every rumor dissected by millions. But this time, it was different. This was something he chose to share, on his own terms. For Caitríona, it was no different. A few days later, during an appearance at a charity gala, a reporter asked her about the buzz. She smiled gracefully and replied, "Sam's one of the bravest people I know, on stage and in life. I'm just happy to see him happy." Her eyes sparkled as she said it. And though she didn't confirm anything directly, she didn't have to. The audience saw it. The world saw it. Back online, the fandom celebrated the moment not as gossip, but as closure. The end of a long, beautiful speculation and the beginning of something real. As one viral post put it, after years of stories, roles, and scripts, Sam Heughan finally wrote his own ending. And it begins with love. The curtain had fallen on Macbeth, but a new curtain had risen, one that didn't belong to the theater or the cameras, but to life itself. And as the lights faded, fans everywhere couldn't help but whisper the same words, soft and hopeful. This time, it's not Jamie Fraser's story. It's Sam Heughan's.